Welcome to day 5 of the Silkway Rally, which marks the halfway point on this Asian adventure. Yesterday was the first of 3 days in Kazakhstan, and it will be remembered by most for its extremely grueling nature. An early wake-up call, nearly 900 kilometers to cover, and fast roads requiring maximum concentration meant drivers and crew were physically exhausted in the bivouac come the stage end. For most, they were just happy to get through it, but some weren't so lucky. 5 cars entered their rally, as did 2 trucks. It seemed some tougher sections of the road were just too hard, with broken axles and overheating being the main cause of the retirement. For those that struggled, it was well into the night before they arrived in the bivouac. But there's no let up for the drivers of this Silkway Rally. Still plenty of long, hard stages left with the days to come. Today we travel through Kazakhstan across the Tukhumwara Plateau to Yanazuna. With just 55 kilometers of liaison, the day is much shorter than yesterday, but there's still 425 kilometers of special to cover. While the first section is similar to yesterday, mountains sit in the way of competitors towards the stage end. While VW continue to dominate the overall rally, there's plenty of stories further back. Today, it was about the misfortune of the French and the battle for the rest. Christian Hervé had a comfortable 5th position in the bag, taking runner-up spot on every day of the rally. But today, it ended. After 100 kilometers, the Team D'Souza Nissan stopped with gearbox problems, and after desperately trying to fix the machine, it was not to be. The Frenchman would be out. A huge disappointment for the man who looked dead certain to be fit. At a similar time, not far behind, Philippe Gache would go the same way as his countryman, out of the rally. His SMG-run machine bursting into flames, having expired its BMW engine. After engine problems slowed Bernard Arandonnet yesterday, the man from Andorra was back on form today, setting a time good enough for 5th position. Despite getting close to the buggy lead, he was frustrated with the trucks, having sat behind the truck of Izigar Mardev for 300 kilometers, finally passing it in the cannons. With Lavier's demise, Matthias Karl is now the best of the rest, having a successful run in his Hamburger software buggy. Today was his least successful, as he could only manage 6, his co-driver complaining that dust in the cockpit was obscuring his view, which cost him 7 minutes. Matthias says, a lot of stand today, and I enjoyed it because it's a great place to drive very fast. One time I could not find the right way, and I lost between 6 and 7 minutes. Apart from this problem, it was a very good day for us. Benedictus Vanegas was a new man to the top 10, his Silhouette machine propelling into 7th fastest time. Having started the day 13th on the road, this was an impressive effort in the dust, as he moved himself up to 11th overall. Ruslan Misakov's safe driving and consistency is paying off dividends, as for the first time the Nartai Nissan was the top Russian driver. At the CP1, there were 5 cars in 30 seconds of each other, and it was Misakov who ended the day 8th, which moved him to 8th overall in the standings. Alexei Berkut had a great showing on day 2, and is making a habit of being in 9th, as he struggled among the trucks and the traffic. Overall, the best Russian in 6th. Latvian Maris Saukans equalled his best placing in the Riga Rally Raid Silhouette by finishing 10th. And thanks to the retirement of 2 buggies, now lies 9th overall, with this man, Ila Kuznetsov, in 10th position, just a minute and a half behind. But this stage wasn't easy for everyone. Plenty of drama further back. Punches with rocks. And also the odd mistake. Jean-Dom Casalop is now the top Frenchman in the rally, despite putting his Mitsubishi on its roof today. The Gulf-sponsored car finished the stage 8 hours down, and it's 29th overall. The cameraman asks what happened, and he said, "I don't know, I was just reading the road book," and then bang, over he went. The driver says, "Attach this tow rope to the car, and we'll pull it over," and that's exactly what they did. A souvenir photograph, and they're back on their way, 8 hours down. The atmosphere in the Spanish VW is frosty after being passed by Alatia twice today. A mistake from co-driver Cruz compounded the Qatari shooting past. Sainz went flat out, catching and passing his rival back, but a second mistake on navigation was enough to spoil El Matador's day. Fourth over the stage, he's trebled his deficit to the lead. Mark Miller ran in Sainz for most of the day, but followed the Spaniard into the mistake, missing a junction and losing 2 minutes. He finished the stage just 3 minutes shy of de Villiers. Despite damaging a wheel today, Nasser Al-Attiyah caught and passed Carlos Sainz twice, eventually leading the Tuaregs home on the road 7 seconds behind the winner, who was Gini de Villiers. He might not really have shown his full potential on the first 3 days of the rally, but today he won, mainly due to lack of big mistakes rather than ultimate speed, but it was at least a smile on the face of the 2009 Dakar winner today. He lies fourth, but closing back on Mark Miller. So to the stage results, de Villiers, Al-Attiyah, Miller and Sainz was the order of the VWs. Arandonnais, best of the rest. And in the overall rankings, it's Al-Attiyah from Sainz, Miller and de Villiers still close, and Carl nearly 2 hours down. And so to the trucks. With the car section turning on its head, the trucks also did the same. The government of Turkmenistan is hugely supportive of this rally, and tomorrow we'll head to Turkmenbashi, the city which connects the country to the Western world and sits beside the Caspian Sea. The country has 3 cars entered, run by Team Dasuja, but also has 2 trucks, run by Kamaz. Isa Mehmedov in the 212 lies 13th overall, and his teammate Gurbanberti Danatorov in the 210 is nearly an hour ahead in 11th. With the country's pride at stake, they've been pushing really very hard as they head towards home. The beautiful mountains, the obstacle to the trucks today. German racer Matthias Behringer lying 9th overall as he shoots past the glorious mountains. Joseph Adua is the only DAF in the field for the Silkway Rally, and he struggled today with the pace at the front, finishing the day 3¼ hours behind the leader. He is in the filling of the Turkmenistan sandwich, lying 12th overall. Yesterday, Vladimir Chagin was comprehensively beaten by his charging Kamaz teammate, but today he responded by posting the fastest time over Sector 1. But with just 7 kilometres from the line, disaster struck the Kamaz driver. Firstly, a navigational error, and then a huge blowout. His front left hub failed on a flat-out part of the course, and he was lucky not to have a huge accident. But without the left wheel and the hub, effectively Chagin's rally hopes were over. Even teammate Mardev couldn't help. But his wheel wanted to finish the stage. Just look how far it went. Vladimir said then, I was going 150 kilometers an hour and we lost the front left wheel with its hub. The wheel went off in front of the car without us. So the co-pilot jumped out and went to look for it. We were lucky the car didn't roll, because usually it happens and it's very, very bad. And it was Izagor Mardev who fetched the wheel, sacrificing his own rally. So it was Felis Khabarov who was the fastest man in the trucks today, and even more impressive, he was 5th fastest over the whole stage, faster than all the cars except the Volkswagens. He benefited from starting first on the road without the dust, and chagging gone, he finished the stage in 4 hours and 5 minutes. But what of Gerard de Rooij? Well, it was another day to forget for the Flying Dutchman, as he lost more time when his rear right tyre exploded. A lengthy change meant he finished 3rd truck, a further 22 minutes behind.
Speed was very technical, but I like that very much. But unfortunately, 35 kilometers before the finish, I had a puncture on the right, on the rear, and it blew up everything. My shock broke off. The mudguard was gone, so everything broke.
Alex Laprez and his Tatra truck may have taken time to get to the top of the timesheet, but as with yesterday, he was pushing. However, unlike yesterday, he survived the stage without any technical issues, and thanks to the misfortune of those ahead, he finished 2nd, moving to 3rd overall. Despite being nearly an hour off the lead of the rally, the Czech driver is still aiming for victory.
Today, difficult. As you can see, a lot of wind, it means a lot of dust, so we couldn't pass any cars and trucks. It was quite difficult. Maybe half and 45 minutes behind some cars, so difficult to pass, a lot of trouble, but we are already in the finish, and I hope so we get a chance to struggle for the podium position. That's important.
So to the stage rankings, Khabarov ahead of Laprez by 15 minutes, de Rooij a further 5 minutes down, Nikolev was 4th, and then Mardev stopping to help his teammate in 5th. Overall, it means Khabarov leads by nearly half an hour over de Rooij, Laprez an hour behind, Mardev and Nikolev sharing 4th and 5th. So it's goodbye to Kazakhstan and hello Turkmenistan. Tomorrow's stage takes place over 2 separate countries as we race towards Turkmenbashi, and at 700 kilometres in length it rivals day 4. But it's not just that length that'll take its toll. The stage heads through 2 rocky mountain ranges and over the fringes of a desert where patience and concentration is key. Drivers will need to get a good rest tonight, because as we've seen already, the mountains provide a beautiful but daunting challenge.